The final piece of this quest is to select your objects as best centered visually between one another and on the page as you can do, and copy them. Command-C, copy. Then I'm going to jump over to Photoshop, hit Command-Tab, and what is this? And what is this little symbol right here? Smart Object Thumbnail. Well, let's get to that. Command-N, let's open up a new document, and let's work at your screen resolution, right? Oops. 1800. This is mine. I'm at 72 pixels per inch, RGB. Now, our color profile. Later on, we're going to work in Adobe RGB. For right now, this is just fine. And we're going to click OK. And I should have named both of these files. The other one is called, I saved off screen. The other one's called Balance Demo. So it's good to name your Photoshop and AI files exactly the same and save them in the same place. So, and hold down the space bar, move this in. This works just like Illustrator. What doesn't work just like Illustrator is how you fill the background. In Illustrator, we have to make a rectangle. In Photoshop, we actually fill with the foreground color. And I should have practiced this off stage. I'm going to pick a gray color. Just out here, are variations of whatever color this is. You pull it over to the edge where you have a half circle, and you're selecting neutral grays. So I'm going to click OK. And Edit Fill. Is that where it is? I use the keyboard shortcuts all the time. So we're going to fill, Edit Fill, and instead of I have 50% gray, we're just going to click foreground color. And this fills the background with this neutral gray. That's how you get a color, a solid color in Photoshop. And then we still have our three objects sitting on the clipboard, so we can paste, Command-V. And this, you have four selections, four options here. We want a smart object. We want that funky little symbol to appear. And Photoshop is going to make a new layer for us, and it's going to add these objects on its new layer, and it's a smart object. Okay, so we don't have that symbol until we hit Enter, Return to accept this. Now, what Photoshop did, and hit Return. What Photoshop did is place this in the absolute mathematical center. So again, it looks low and to the left, doesn't it? So we need to select, see, we have this smart object indicator. I can use the right arrow to move it over, or hold down Shift and the right arrow and move it further at once. And we'll just achieve some little balance. And all I want to show you to end this is with a smart object here, and I'm going to jump over to the other. I wonder why that moved over there. Look, there's a smart object right here where I added artwork. This artwork. How you edit a smart object, very strange. This is a 2015 glitch when I'm jumping back between these. These should stay in the center of the screen. If I double click this, now watch, I'm in Photoshop. This is an Illustrator smart object. So when I open up Illustrator, I'm going to Command-0 to get back down so I can see everything, maybe Command- to get down a little further. And let's say I want to move this slightly. Well, so you can see what's going on, I'm going to move it crazily. And then when I save this, Command-S, and close it, Command-W, and then switch over to Photoshop, Command-Tab, our file updates automatically. This is the beauty of a smart object. We didn't work on our original file. Our original file still is untouched. We brought these objects into Photoshop, but we placed them as a smart object, which meant that we got to edit them independent of one another. So I can double click here, bring this down, snap it to that baseline, start moving it to the right, hold down Shift. So, well, we'll move it to the right. And then if we, this is not perfect, but I just wanted to show you, if we save and close this, switch over to Photoshop, once again, it updates automatically. Now this is too close. It's too far to the right and needs to be adjusted. So that's part of your task. Let's balance these in Photoshop and then File. Now there's a new way that Photoshop works with saving for the web. And we can, this is legacy. There's a quick export, but for right now, save for the web so it comes up and it's familiar to you. Make sure that you are in JPEG High and then save this out and place it on your desktop and call me over. Let's see if it really is balanced.